Hey, this is Jonesy from Jonesy TV coming at you with a review for Preacher Season 1, Episode 10, the finale, Call and Response. This episode was great. It wrapped up the first season great, and it sort of put everything together. So, of course, the previous episode, we knew the Saints Killers was going to get released from hell to hunt Jesse, but this actually didn't play that big into this episode. If you thought it was going to, it'll be much more of a thing for Season 2, but this sort of focused on Jesse finally calling God to the church, and he basically, we figured out that it was an angel faking and that God is missing. And so everybody's freaking out, and basically the whole town of Anvil goes, downhill because people are like, well, there's nobody watching over us, so we can do whatever we want. So there's some cool scenes where the kids killed the bus driver, and some hilarious scenes like whenever the person who was watching over the manure plant just ignored it, so basically the whole town blew up, which was, I thought it was hilarious how they did that. And we don't know who lived, we don't know who died, but at the same time, I'm guessing that Odin survived, and Root probably survived because he figured out that Cassidy was a vampire in this episode, and they had some hilarious and funny and awesome scenes in the jail cell where basically Sheriff Root just kept shooting Cassidy over and over and over and trying to interrogate him, and it was pretty funny. Eugene, of course they're going to be on the hunt for Eugene now as they go on the road to try to find God, and I thought that figuring out about the full story of the background of the flashbacks was awesome because we got to see, how Carlos betrayed them, the fact that Tulip was pregnant and she lost her baby because they were freaking out whenever the cops arrived, and so we can really sympathize with her. Jesse and her decision not to kill Carlos was pretty great, and so I found this episode to be have hilarious moments, have some very crazy moments like when the whole town blew up, and to be a very, very cool episode. And I think as the show launches off, this is where the comics will start, the comic book material, so hopefully we can get into some more advanced stuff this year. But overall, I loved the first season. I loved everything in Anvil, and I have to say that Jesse and Tulip and Cassidy going on the road is an amazing idea. So I'd give this episode a 9. Let's give it a 9.7 out of 10. This was one of the best episodes of Preacher. This was the best episode of Preacher. This episode was great. It wrapped everything together, and it set us up for an amazing second season. But that wasn't the only point of it. It was trying to tell a good story as well. So this episode was hilarious. It had action. It had everything you would want from a Preacher episode. It was weird at the same time, which is great because that sort of fits Preacher's tone. So I'd give it a 9. Call and Response, episode 10 of Preacher season 1, the finale, a 9.7 out of 10. This has been Jonesy from Jonesy TV giving you reviews. Remember to like and subscribe for more, and the links for the other reviews will be in the description. I'm signing off.